Hi, we're the Cranberries and you're watching Facebook Live.
Hi, welcome everybody. We're going to answer a few questions over the next 15 minutes that people have sent in or are sending in at the moment. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. There's one here from Karen Cantu from Perth in Australia, and it says, do you guys have any pre-show rituals you do before performing? So normally I do stretching and stuff like that for maybe 15-20 minutes before going on stage. A few times a week I get a massage as well because my muscles get really tight, so I kind of have to do that, especially now that
Yes,
I'm
I've
over
been saying.
45.
Myself and Ferg are the massage heads, we get massages. And I do a bit of yoga. Before. Do you have pre-show rituals? No?
Just find a corner to sit down in for 10 minutes and get your head in the game a bit, you know. It's hard to be,
watch a movie, relax or something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't watch a movie because my mind is too speedy. So there's another question here from Olivier Parenti from France. He says, first live memories in France. My first memories of being in France was that we recorded an album in Saint-Tropez and we all lived there for a little while. So those are my earliest memories of France. But the first live memories of France, do you remember?
I think we did a gig in Pigalle in Paris. That was one of the first ones I remember because I met a few guys from Limerick that were living over here at the time.
Yes.
But I don't know where it was or anything like that. But
remember the Zeniths, playing in the Zeniths was always good fun. The big
and here we played
around,
this before.
and we made a video here as well.
Did a DVD,
A few videos here.
So the next question is from Cyril in France, and he says that he heard that we were, after this album, going to go on and make another new album of new material, not just what we've done now. And that's kind of the plan at the moment, is that over the next few months as we tour around the world, we find it easier to write during those times. So we've more time in our hands, you know, with days off and things like that. So we're hoping that we'll get to write as we go along, and then at sound checks we can, you know, rehearse these songs and, you know, get a new album together over the coming months, and maybe even now and again put one or two of these songs into the live set, whereas we'll see as we go along. But yeah, at the moment that is the plan anyway, to do another album.
Mike?
Caitlin Trowbridge from Ohio, USA. What are your favourite bands? I grew up listening to the Smiths and The Cure, so they're a big influence in the band. I think all the guys listen to that as well, so that was two of my favourite bands.
For each band member, is there any musician you admire and why? I've always admired David Bowie, and it's really sad that he passed away, but I thought he was amazing. And I went to one of his gigs in Toronto, and he sent his PA to get me, and I went to his dressing room, and he was a pretty amazing man in person. And at the time, we had brought out Zombie, and he asked if we would open up for him on a tour, but we were already signed up to do something, and that was one of the saddest things, was that we didn't get to open up for Bowie, because that would have been amazing.
Yeah, like I guess for me, a lot of the bands that we grew up listening to, you know, some of them are still together, like bands like The Cure, and then others aren't, like bands like The Smiths, obviously gone a long time, R.E.M., you know, they're gone, but they're kind of musicians and artists that we've all admired over the years, and the fact that they kind of did it for such a long time as well, it's really inspiring to see that it's not just a kind of a flash in the pan type of thing, that you can go on and do this for as long as you want to, really.
There's one here from Olivier Parenti from France, and it says, how exciting was it to prepare these concerts with the string quartet? We did a lot of rehearsal for this, because it was quite a different approach for us to do the songs live this way, and we kind of weren't sure how it would sound live, so we kind of, I'd say we did maybe 3 weeks in March or April, and then, no, actually March I think it was, yeah, and then we did another 2 weeks before we came out on this leg of the tour. So it was great, you know, once we actually got started and started working through it, it got better each day. And we just worked hard and kept practicing the songs and rearranging them slightly. But it worked out great, so we're really happy. We played our first concert the night before last in Berlin. It was well received, it was great. The crowd reaction was fantastic and it sounded great and felt great to us, so we're happy.
I've one here from Maria in Toronto, asking who decided to do these concerts with the orchestra. And for us, it just felt like the next progression after we finished the album. It just felt like, you know, to do this live would be fun. And it kind of pushes you a bit as well, because it's easy to go back and kind of plug in the electric guitars again and do the whole thing that way. So it was a lot more work to do it this way, but I think the end result, you know, is really, really powerful, and it translates very well live as well, because we've kind of mixed, even, you know, we have the acoustic element of it, but we've also have some of the songs that aren't on the album and they're electric, and we have strings in those, so the whole thing is a nice combination.
Yes, that's a good analogy there, Noel. Yeah, it's quite dynamic, really.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge, you know, to get up with the strings behind you. It's quite different after doing the electric thing for so many years. This is our second show with the quartet tonight, so it's a challenge and it's something we're getting used to. But we wanted to do something different for the fans instead of just doing the same old thing over and over. There's a question here from Karen Cantu from Perth, Australia. Do you guys have any, we did that pre-show rituals. So there's one from Annette Van Christensen. Which thing brought the four of you together as a band? Like, what holds you together? I would have to say music, and it's the music that holds us together.
Which one was that?
I have one here.
Do you remember?
May Bjorkman Grove from Norway. It says, do you plan to come to Norway in the future? We actually have, we're playing a festival called Troll Rock in Norway, and that's in July, if I'm not mistaken. Looking forward to it, because I love Norway, I love Scandinavia, and it's always great to go and visit there. Great atmosphere.
There's one here from Edward, and he's asking if there's plans to release a concert DVD. Not at the moment, not of this. It may be a nice idea, but a DVD, probably not, but maybe at some point we might record some of these versions and release them in some format going forward, but not really any plans at the moment, but we'll see how it goes over the next few months.
Karen Cantu from Perth, Australia. Will you be adding more dates to the US tour? Well, we signed up for 18 now, and hopefully we'll get through them. I still have a little problem with my back, so it depends on how that goes as the tour progresses. Hopefully I'll be okay, and if everything is okay, we'll continue to tour.
There's one here, have we plans to tour North America in the future? Or sorry, North Africa. Sorry. Not at the moment, but at the moment the tour is only planned up until, I think it's, is it October?
October, yeah.
So, you know, never say never yet anyway. We're just still kind of doing the routing of the whole tour at the moment, and you never know, we might get there later in the year.
Is that about 15 minutes? 5 more to go? Okay.
More left, I
Is
think.
there any more there?
Do you plan to come tomorrow? We did that. Will you be adding dates to the US tour? We did that. We did them all.
No.
Yeah. Keep going down.
Keep on going.
There. Any comments there? There you go.
We should release a live DVD, the acoustic tour.
There's that one.
Why have you never recorded like you used to, or Falls? We did record them. They were B-sides, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for us in Argentina. Again, hopefully we'll. I think there is talks even at the moment of South America, isn't it, for
Yes.
before the end of the year. Yeah, after
Right.
North America. So so hopefully we'll get down there.
Actually, sorry,
Okay, let's see.
rough touch.
You guys remember the show? Done a lot of these already. Somebody here is coming to both San Francisco and the Los Angeles dates. So thank you for coming to both shows, I guess. Consider doing an article as a surplus like the MTV Unplugged. Yeah, there's someone asking about doing a full acoustic set. The problem with that is it's a very long time. The gigs are about an hour and a half every night, and you'll find that we find it better if there's different dynamic within a night, because if it stays, if it's all acoustic for an hour and a half, it could feel
Crowd
like
could
it's
fall
dragging.
asleep.
Yeah, so we like to kind of change it up a little bit and move it around. So that's why we've introduced kind of slight electric elements into this show as well. So I think people will like it. It's a mix of both things. Can't see anything else there. I think
Okay, well,
we're done.
thanks.
But it looks
Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in. So, Dixie, and we enjoyed that chat, and hopefully we'll have another chat with you again. Take care, and thanks to everybody.
Thanks.
else.
Thank you.